Ladies and gentlemen, happy Super Bowl Sunday from everybody here at the Kirby on Sports podcast. This is the Super Bowl pre-game show. And as always, we're live from Anthony's Pizza, breaking it all down. 1 hour of commercial-free football breakdown for the Super Bowl. Before we begin, a huge thanks to all of our sponsors for making this possible. PM Plus Reserves, Shenandoah Primitives, Transformative Alignment Group, Mark Francis with Icon Real Estate, Bear Pest and Termite Services, Shenandoah Music, and the official energy drink of the Kirby on Sports podcast, Don't Sleep Energy. Use promo code KOS Podcast for 12% off your order every single time, along with Mark Lynch with Guild Mortgage. Thank you to all of our sponsors. And without further ado, I have two. I don't have one. I just have two very iconic names to this podcast. We bring on the first member of our team, the weapon, Daniel Demski. How are ya? Make sure that mic's on.
It's rolling.
Happy Super
Bowl Sunday.
It's great
Here we
to
are.
see you, buddy. It's been way too long. See?
Good to see you too, man.
And it is a close race to the finish, as we will get to later on in this pregame show. The reigning, defending, undisputed, one-time Kirby on Sports Pick'em Challenge champion, Carlos the Swiss Army Knife Martinez. Boom! And he has the belt, sir. Welcome.
Hey. These are staying here.
Yeah.
These are staying home.
Probably.
These do.
Probably.
Yes, they're staying home, as always. And we'll bring on another member, the gracious host of the Kirby on Sports podcast pregame show, our good friend, Felice. Dan, if you can just make sure that mic is turned on for us.
It's on. All set.
Carlos, how are you, sir? Great to see you. Happy Super Sunday.
Que-pasa.
Felice Anthony's Pizza. We were just talking yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so back again. Just make sure you're close to the mic. But happy Super Sunday, sir. Thank you for having us.
Super Sunday. Happy to have you guys here, man. Every year, it's awesome.
Kirby on Sports is here. Tell us what is cooking specializes at Anthony's Pizza.
So right now, if you mention Kirby Sports on podcast, you can get $8.99 large cheese pizza and 10% off any regular price items. So
That sounds like a good deal to
Can't
me.
beat
I mean, it worked
Can't
for
beat
me.
that.
I got Mostics out of it.
There you go.
Dan did not get anything.
Why do you have to tell everyone?
But if you want to,
his dad
I
orders
got
like
you
every
hooked.
day.
Yeah, my dad's a great supporter of
Yes.
Anthony's, for sure.
I love it.
Listen, if I lived over here, I'd be a great supporter too. This place
Yeah.
is phenomenal.
Oh, dude,
Always.
it's phenomenal.
It's always
There
great.
is nothing. There's not a bad thing here to eat, I must say.
Anchovies.
Okay.
I concur. Anchovies just in general are
Yeah.
terrible.
I've never
That's a fair
had
point.
an anchovy.
Well, then you can't
Yeah.
speak on it.
I'm never gonna try an anchovy.
Good,
So,
good.
anyways,
Save
but
yourself.
I'm telling you though, the salads are good. Your wraps are good. Your pizza's good.
Your raps aren't good.
You beat me to it, dude. You beat me to it.
No, they're called
sorry, I
low
saw-
carb wraps, not like wrapping down.
It went
or
right
anything.
over his head.
Yeah, right. Expected nothing less.
Yeah. But anything, cheese breadsticks, bacon cheese breadsticks, bacon cheese fries, everything on this menu's phenomenal. Felice, my question to you, how do you find the new unique items that really sell well for customers here?
Honestly, it's pretty much just listening to the customer. Actually having quality instead of like quantity kind of thing. It's more of like an actual taste. You don't want to have an off-brand. Like right now, like of course everything's going high with the whole economy, with food costs to taxes and everything. So you don't want to skimp out on anything. I mean, you can't go cheap. So basically, you want to have a great tasting food. You can literally go to the store and get steakums but it's not going to taste the same as our steak and cheeses.
Right.
I mean, we literally once a month we literally meet with our food distributors and handpick our own food that will taste great for the customer. So we literally take our time and actually find the right ingredients and have fresh ingredients for our customers.
Makes all the difference in the world for sure.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you can definitely taste it in the food. The food here, like I said, is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
it's a lot of hard work right behind the scenes. I mean, it's not easy, but it takes a whole crew, and I'm very thankful for my crew. So
Always a team effort for sure.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and I'm part of that crew delivering.
oh yeah, delivering
Delivering some of that
delivering,
great
answering
food.
phones,
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
headaches.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's a side effect of the
Yeah.
experience. I think.
Yeah, that's part of the Kirby experience.
Yes, the Kirby.
It's something we love the guy, but it's something we all sign up for.
That's right. That's right.
So let's get into it here. It's the Super Bowl. Our opening thoughts on this big game. It is the Chiefs and the 49ers. Carlos.
No, you don't start with me. You don't start with me. You don't start with me.
Okay.
You start with the unbiased ones.
The unbiased ones. Okay. Well, we will start with Dan first. This must be a little bit painful, being that your team could have been a game away, but
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but
Yeah.
they didn't do it.
yeah.
I was about to start talking a little smack here, but I just can't. I just can't bring myself to
Yeah.
it.
Don't fall for what happened last year with me, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it started talking about the Chiefs and stuff, and it was bad.
So Dan,
We remember.
Find that archive somewhere. I know.
We
Yeah.
remember.
your initial thoughts on this matchup. We're about 4 hours away to a kickoff.
I think it's a great matchup. I think you have a team in San Francisco that throughout the season has kind of been the favorite in the NFC. And then I think on the other side, you have the Chiefs that have kind of been a sleeping giant. No one's been talking about them very much throughout the season. And why they've sort of been left out of the conversation is beyond me. They're the class of the NFL. I think everyone wants to
I mean,
be
I could
them.
give you some reasons as to why they've been
Well, they
under the radar. I mean, offensively, we
Yeah.
just haven't been
yeah.
the same as we normally are, explosive, and just hasn't been a flashy season for the Chiefs. They've been kind of sneaky good defensively.
I was
The
gonna say,
offense took a
defense-
lot of work, and they figured it out a little bit here.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes here in the Super Bowl, but I can tell you why. They're just not really talked about that much this year.
Yeah, it's just I think it's going to be a really great game. I think you have two great defenses for sure, and it's going to be interesting to see, especially how the Chiefs defense is able to match up with this San Francisco offense that has weapons all over the field, which I think they'll match up pretty well. Really, people aren't talking as much about the Chiefs defense. I think the Niners defense, and we know that the Chiefs, like Carlos just said, have kind of been stagnant on offense at times this year, but. This is just. I think it's going to be another classic matchup, and I'm looking forward to seeing who comes out on top. I think it's going to be a fun game and going to be a lot of eyeballs, more this year than I think in years past. And I think you can't
We know why.
you can't help but mention that Taylor Swift's impact on the NFL and eyeballs to the television screen.
Yep.
So I think that's going to be.
Let's
We're
just
gonna
say
see the most watched Super Bowl
the
ever,
Swifty
by far.
side of the internet has been going feral for this game. So.
Yes. I mean, it's. I think it's good for the NFL. Any way they can grow the game is
Hey, she helped.
pivotal and-
She helped the NFL tap into a market that the NFL has
Exactly.
been desperately trying to tap into.
exactly. So, the game itself, I think it's going to be a great matchup, and we're going to see a game that comes down to the end. I believe. I certainly don't think it's going to be, a blowout by any stretch, but I'm looking forward to it.
Let's get your thoughts, Mr. Owner.
I honestly think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be very surprising because if you look throughout the season, the Chiefs had their struggle in the beginning. I mean, especially with the new offensive coordinator. I believe the 49ers, they have so many weapons that the Chiefs will find a way defensively to stop Brock Purdy. I mean, if you put pressure onto him, there's some games that he does fold, and there's some games, especially if Debo's not playing, he's basically struggling. And I think the Chiefs will find a way. I mean, they have done it in the past, especially in Super Bowls. I really have to say, I think it's going to be Chiefs 28-20. I mean, the 49ers, they come so close every year, but I just feel like with Brock Purdy, I'm not sold on him yet. I mean, you can have any – I hate to be biased by this. You can have any quarterback in that position, and they will succeed.
You're not
Well,
wrong.
here's the question that I've heard posed is, okay, you put Patrick Mahomes on that 49ers team, they're unstoppable. You put Brock Purdy on the Chiefs don't even win 5 games.
I think if you even put Joe Flacco back there, they're gonna win.
They could probably win the Super Bowl. Yeah.
I hate to say it, but
Hey, don't discount Joe Flacco.
Oh no!
Hey, comeback player of the year over there.
Yeah, you can't discount that.
It's pretty great.
You were probably glad to see that.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool.
I was really hoping for Browns and Ravens.
Oh man, that would have been
nuts.
that would have been crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think too. Another
Well, that
thing
would have been the divisional round.
yeah,
Yes.
that would
Yeah,
have
that would've been the divisional
round
game.
matchup.
Yeah. I think one of the big questions coming into this game is, can the Chiefs defense stop the run? Because if you can, I think they're going to have pretty good success against this 49ers offense. So, I mean, obviously you got to worry about Christian McCaffrey not only rushing the football, but of course all the things he can do in the passing game, and opens up the rest of the passing game for Ayuk and those guys to get going for the 49ers. So, it's just, there's a lot of great matchups in this game, and it's going to be very exciting for sure.
Yeah, so let me give you my thoughts. So obviously these are two very competitive football teams. The Chiefs are looking very good, getting hot in a sense at just the right time, because there were some spurts where, and you also said this too, Carlos, where the Chiefs, I don't think they're going to make the Super Bowl. You were like,
no, I counted them out completely.
Yeah. So with that, I think the Chiefs have made a good rebound and got hot at just the right time. The 49ers, they have a bunch of weapons, but still, looking at their previous 2 games against the Packers and the Lions, their defense wasn't really the best. So getting an extra week off for the Super Bowl, more time to prepare, I'm very curious to see how the 49ers defense can handle Kansas City in their explosive offense, especially
Kansas City doesn't have an explosive offense.
I mean, you look at Travis Kelce.
But we're not an explosive offense.
But I mean, you look at Travis
It's a more
Kelce.
no, but I'm telling you right now, Kirby, do not describe Kansas City as an explosive offense, because they're not. They are a more ground and pound, slow, methodical offense this year. We're not making those explosive plays that we used to with Tyreek Hill and all those. So don't call us an explosive offense, because we're not.
Well, I can give you that, but I mean, just looking at the plays Travis Kelce can make, stuff like that.
Oh, they were perfect when they had to be in the AFC title game.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
I mean, 11 for 11, so.
And they probably have to be perfect again.
As painful as it is to admit, yes.
Yeah. But it's going to be very interesting to see before I toss it to you. And it's just going to be some fun football, I think, in my mind.
Do you see it as a high-scoring game or a low-scoring game?
I see a high-scoring game. I feel like last Super Bowl, whoever makes that one mistake ends up on the losing side. Unfortunately for the Eagles last year, that fumble return for a touchdown. But yeah, it's something like that. But
you gotta give them pain, don't you?
No, I was just saying that was the one mistake that caused them to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that
you can't do that.
Listen, Felice, I won't rub it in, okay? I'll let this stooge rub it in. I won't rub it in.
I'm not rubbing it in. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Kansas City doesn't make those mistakes. That's the other thing too.
But so that's where my point was going to go. Is for me, for the best possible path I can see the Niners winning is for Kansas City to make a lot of mistakes on offense, and then also for the defense just to completely collapse, which they don't do. The defense does not collapse.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I don't see this as a high-scoring game. I don't. We'll obviously get into our picks later and our score predictions, but I don't have it as a high-scoring affair. I think Kirby's the only one that picked the Chiefs to score 30 points. I can't see Kansas City scoring 30 points for some reason. Mm-hmm. But I mean, for the Niners, it's the weak point is Brock Purdy. They're stout pretty much everywhere else, but Brock Purdy's the question, and he really struggles with pressure coming from not just a 5-man front, like that type of pressure, like as in just an exotic blitz coming from the linebackers and stuff. Which the Chiefs, that is Spagnuolo's like bread and butter, man.
Absolutely.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Brock Purdy when he has to face that kind of pressure.
That's a good point.
And just the Chiefs defense, they love to rally to the ball. They don't let a lot of big plays. Like there's not a lot of yak yardage afterwards, yards after catch yardage, when it comes to against this Chiefs defense, because they're so good to rallying to the ball. He is the weak point. He is the weak point of the squad. And I'm not saying Brock Purdy sucks. Like, I don't think that at all. I think he has proven himself in this playoffs to rebound. He had an awful game against the Packers, right? But in the moments that mattered most, he made the plays. Mm-hmm. And then to make that comeback against Detroit when it really looked bad, that was impressive. I was impressed by Brock Purdy. He showed me a lot, but those were against two defenses that aren't the Chiefs' defense. The Chiefs aren't going to – if the Chiefs get to a big lead like Detroit got into, like the Chiefs aren't going to let that go. No. They're going to run out the clock. They're going to do like they did with the Ravens. They ran out the clock. And granted, also the Ravens' defense just finally clamped down on them. But at the same time, it's not like the Ravens' offense was able to do much against that Chiefs' defense.
Your best friend commenting here, Carlos. Good old
Mahomes.
Fly Lambert.
By himself, Mahomes.
I mean,
let's face it.
That's a very popular score prediction right there. There's a 27-20, 28-21 type score. I don't have it at that. You guys will see it a little later. But yeah, with all that being said, this is going to be a tough game. Like I don't see a blowout on either side. I think it's going to be close, and I really think it's going to come down to who has the ball last.
I don't disagree with that last point. Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid point.
It could just as easily come down to that. Because the way these two teams are, there's a chance that this could be some near perfect football, and it comes down to whoever has that last possession. I could definitely see it that way as well.
What do you mean by near perfect? Like no turnovers? Or
yeah,
a clean game?
A clean game, a nice clean game.
Okay.
Put it that way. Zach also says pass rush has been far more suspect than Brock.
I don't disagree with that. I think, there have been times.
Especially, but you got to think. I mean, because he is talking about the 49ers pass rush, right? Yeah. So yeah. I mean, he's talking about the four, and I would agree. I mean, Chase Young hasn't been that blockbuster hit that everybody kind of thought he was going to be.
Benched.
There's a lot of plays you see on film of him kind of just giving up. But obviously there's Bosa on the other side, and Bosa's an absolute game wrecker.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like this Kansas City offensive line has been the greatest. I mean, they've had a pretty great playoff run, but it's not. I mean, Bosa's going to be lining up on the side of Juwan Taylor, so like, who knows how that's going to go?
Ron Kirby, there he is. That's a good point, I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's face it. I mean, it's the experience factor.
Yeah.
I mean,
the guy who was
also
in a QB battle to start the season.
Yeah,
Sam Darnold.
I don't know if he was in a QB battle. I think they always knew they wanted to go with Purdy.
Maybe, yeah.
But there was always talks of does he have it? Does Darnold start by week 5?
Yeah.
Nobody really knew what they had with Purdy, but Purdy has been pretty solid throughout the year. But it's just when he has faced the type of defense that the Kansas City Chiefs are, a top 10 defense, he has struggled. And this is also on the biggest stage. And he's kind of he's like the volatile factor. We don't know what we're going to get with Brock Purdy. Is he going to be the flawless Brock Purdy, or is he going to be the Brock Purdy that we've seen in the past couple of weeks in the playoffs?
And against the Ravens, where he had 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
That's true.
Which could happen too.
I mean,
I think that's a good possibility. I mean, especially, I feel like if the Chiefs, they have to double team pretty much, maybe the 2 wide receivers. I mean, honestly, I think the tight end is not a factor. I don't think George Kittle's going to be a factor in this game. I really think especially for the 49ers, if they stop Travis Kelce, I mean, Patrick Mahomes finds a way. You have Isaiah Pacheco, I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, Pacheco.
You have him. I mean, you have so many weapons. I think Kansas City finds a way because of the leadership. I mean,
They've been there.
Honestly,
Well, we've been here, done that, right? Like this
Yeah,
is
they've been
this
there
isn't new to
before. I
us.
mean-
It's been a while since San Francisco has been in the spot, and there's an advantage to that because like the Chiefs have this process down, and it'll be interesting to see how the 49ers come out. Do they come out a little too hyped up, and then it kind of affects them in the beginning where they kind of tense up? Kind of something similar to what happened to the Ravens. The Ravens got themselves too hyped up
Yeah.
in the beginning of the game that it kind of affected their play. It'll be interesting to see how that all factors in.
We'll see what Kyle Shanahan can draw up too. You know,
I don't know. Kyle Shanahan's been doing a lot of complaining this week, so my boy is stressed.
Yeah. Well, he should be.
This man's take his mic. I think he's referring to you. I'm not sure
About what?
a while.
Who said a while? I don't even remember.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He'll probably tell us. But anyways,
Talking about how I said they haven't been in the Super Bowl in a while. Yeah, the last time you guys were in the
4
Super Bowl was
years.
2019
Yeah.
when we won our first one. So yeah, it's been a little bit. I mean, a
if
lot
you're
of the
Chiefs fan, yeah, it's been-
a lot of players from that 49ers team
Yeah.
aren't on this team. So it's like it's been a while. So what are we doing here?
So let me pose this question. Let's shift away from just talk about the players in the game, but I want to get your thoughts on the Chiefs. People are making sort of comparisons. This is the modern day version of the Patriots. What do we think about that?
We're just the team of like we're just that team right
The team
now.
of the decade.
Yeah, like it's I don't know if there's really much comparisons just because like let's say like the first 3 Super Bowls, like that wasn't because of Brady, it was more because of their defense. That Patriots defense back then was stout. And Brady was just the perfect game manager where he didn't make mistakes or whatever. Then as Brady's career went on, then he started just becoming
He was that guy.
he was the guy.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree with that.
And I just don't think you can make that many comparisons because a lot of the success with the Kansas City Chiefs recently has been because of Patrick Mahomes. This is probably the first time the defense has really carried the offense, whereas before it was the offense carrying the defense.
This is the first season we've been able to say that. Yeah, for sure. I think they're the closest thing we've seen to the Patriots, and it's not like the Patriots were that long ago now that Tom Brady left to go to Tampa, and that was the end of that. But if you want to compare, it's pretty close. I think if the Chiefs win this game, especially, then they're in that conversation, and they're the team of the 2020s for sure, and late 2010s I think as well. So
Well, technically we won the first Super Bowl in 2020, so
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Damn, time flies. I'll tell you what,
Indeed.
2024.
It's crazy that these two teams played in the Super Bowl 4 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah, 4 years
4
ago.
years.
Yeah, exactly 4 years ago.
Mhm.
That's crazy. Just it's a rematch of 4 years ago, but just how time flies. So
A rematch, but again, the teams are
Way different.
very different.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely. No, I wasn't trying to say that.
well,
just
what I'm saying is,
how-
yeah, like sure, I guess maybe the main characters are the same. You got Kyle Shanahan, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce on one side, and then on the other side, I put Kyle Shanahan there, but whatever. Then you got Kyle Shanahan on the other side with, Debo and Warner but a lot of, there's the star corner for the 49ers, Darius Ward, was on the Chiefs for that Super Bowl run.
It's true.
And gave us perfect bulletin board material by saying that it's better over there than it was over at the Chiefs. So
Yeah, there's a lot of bulletin board material though. Let's face it, for both teams.
I mean, honestly, I believe it does come down to experience.
Mm.
I mean, especially, Andy Reid, he's getting up there. Especially, it'd be nice to see them finish the story for themselves. You have Travis Kelce.
nice little Cody Road reference there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. Travis Kelce and this whole Taylor Swift thing. If he wins another one, maybe you see a proposal at the Super Bowl.
We're not. We have to stop this. Okay, that is not happening.
Carlos is going
It
to
is-
cry if
it
that
is-
happens.
He's got it.
It's not going to happen.
Sure.
It is not going to happen. There's no way he proposes on the field in his
that would,
smelly ass uniform.
Yeah.
It could happen.
People have got to stop this trying to push this
If-
theory that
if
it's going to
Taylor
happen.
Swift wrote a song for the Chiefs, would you buy it?
I'm the biggest Swiftie that you'll meet.
He would,
Nice.
he would get the vinyl and everything.
Did you watch our championship recap episode? He's just rearranging his room with stuff.
There's a Taylor Swift poster behind me.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, he had to rub it in for a good 10 minutes. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
It's not like that. I'll show you what I'm talking. We'll show you what you're talking about. It's not like it's like this big Taylor Swift poster. It's like
Hold on.
it's an album art.
If that happened though, you would cry and you.
I
and you
would
know.
not cry because I'm not a crier, but
Fair enough.
I'd be like, oh my god, this is actually freaking happening.
Like that.
Is there a Vegas odds on that?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's gotta be.
Let me.
But
me
it's
look, see
I'm
if-
telling you right now, it's not happening. They have not been dating long enough for them to even be thinking about marriage. Also, she's got a world tour coming up. Like she's already started it, so it's like you're gonna spend your first.
I had no clue about this.
Yeah, you're gonna spend your. Oh, trust me, I got every detail. Like
yeah, he's got all the details.
like she's going on a world tour, so it's like it's not. You're not gonna spend your first year of, being an engaged couple.
It would be rather quick.
It'd be way too quick.
It'd be
way too quick.
Thank you very much, Mr. Demski. Greg Demski.
Appreciate that.
Hey, 10%
Tuning in.
off, sir. Right here at Anthony's Pizza.
Hope you
or
enjoyed the
large
Caps
cheese
game.
Pizza for $8.99. So that Wayne Corbin, he's another good friend of yours, Carlos, big Cowboys fan. He likes the Kansas City Chiefs, 27-24.
No, I'm just getting a lot of points with you right now, Felice, aren't I?
Yeah.
So
Everybody's rolling with them. That doesn't surprise me.
I checked on FanDuel Sportsbook, obviously.
Well, right now the 49ers are still favored.
Yeah, but I was just sort of shifting. Some of the stuff that's on there for props, parlay stuff, nothing really stood out to me this year.
Listen, normally we have Tyler on here to talk about that, which
get well
Tyler
soon,
get well
Tyler.
soon.
Yeah,
He
love
couldn't
you,
make it
Tyler.
We're
this
thinking
year.
of you, man.
Normally we have him on to talk about bets and props and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and we're not really
Oh, I'm not.
big. I'm not big into betting at all, so I couldn't tell you. But there were some interesting props I heard about that I was like, if I was a betting man, I would probably take that.
Yeah, but the bets and the props this year, in my mind, weren't the best. Obviously, I know we're not betting people. I mean, if I bet something, I bet pennies on the dollar and get cents back, stuff like that. But
It's a wise
still,
investment. Yeah.
but
Hey, you'd rather lose pennies than lose more.
yeah, no, absolutely. but you can bet this. I will give you one for sure bet.
That Kirby's gonna slap me on the arm during our watch party.
Was not that.
Or shake you. One of the two.
I mean, I'm putting that. I'm putting that at a
Yeah.
minus 10,000
No,
odds.
no.
That's a for sure thing.
Yeah, for good luck.
I will give you one Super Bowl bet, ladies and gentlemen, that is for sure 100%.
That is wrong.
10% off your
Oh my
order at Anthony's Pizza when
was
you
good.
use the Kirby on Sports
You gotta pay this
podcast.
guy, man.
And Carlos just walked off the set.
Pay the man.
But-
Yeah. He's a promotional guy.
I had to take off my
I'm-
crown. That's what it was.
I'm telling you, that's the for sure bet. $8.99 large cheese pizza.
He's a marketing
or 10%
genius.
off.
He's a marketing genius.
Thank you.
Listen, you should
I was about to
see.
bet on something. I was like,
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, what is he talking about? What does he know? He's got the
Better have
fix.
ready.
He got the script.
Nope. Turns out he just wants to promote the.
Listen, you
the
should.
solid
There was
promotion.
one time he had a great one for Don't Sleep Energy. It was a phenomenal transition. I can't remember exactly what it was. I just
was
remember
good.
going, "Oh my god, that was fantastic!"
Really good. Really good.
Yeah, sometimes I have good transitions. Sometimes I have bad.
Just like your intros.
Thank you.
At least it's not like your Pick'em's record. Now that was
Oh,
bad.
now that's
That was
awful.
terrible.
We can't help you with that.
By legal reasons, you have to keep picking the Commanders.
Contractually, we're obligated to pick her. So, like, I'm always
Contractually
contractually obligated to take the
Oh.
Cowboys and Chiefs. Dan's contractually obligated to take the Ravens, and he's contractually obligated to take the Commanders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
totally
true.
fair.
But
If
that
the Eagles
it,
are terrible. I will not pick the Eagles.
Yeah.
it does not help. Like that, we rarely pick the Commanders, so like his record is
Yeah,
just
it
because
was-
he's terrible at it.
Yeah.
Also, he's lost 3 years in a row, so 3 years he's come in last place.
Yes, last place. Give me the
The
participation
Kirby zone.
trophy.
That's
So for the
golden-
draft show, he has to wear a big loser sign
That's
Yes.
that,
for the
that's-
whole show.
That's the golden sombrot. At
That's
that
our
point.
next
You got
one.
3.
Shout
At
out
this
to our
point-
supporter back there, Trey. Happy Super
up,
Bowl
Ray?
Sunday. Chiefs.
I can't reveal my pick just yet.
No, we're getting
I'm the
there.
only
We're
one who's
getting
different. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm Niners. Yeah.
there.
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
Yeah, our one-person audience, we appreciate you stopping in. Yeah.
Hey, Josh on Sports.
Kirby on
Kirby on Sports podcast
Whew.
every week.
He's a
If
man.
only
He's a
they
good
could
man.
hear.
All right, man. Thanks so much.
Anyways,
Yeah, but
He's a good man.
okay. Shifting on Carlos, Chiefs side, any notable injuries? I know there were.
yeah, obviously we lost Amenahu in the game to Baltimore, torn ACL. Sucks because this was his opportunity to face his old team. He was a former 49er to face him in the Super Bowl. It sucks. He's also been a game wrecker since he came onto the team. He didn't start the first 6 games because he was on suspension because of PEDs. But it would have been nice to see him play against his old team. Obviously, we lost Joe Thuney,
Yeah.
whatever it is, to obviously also hurt his. He hurt. That was during the Bills game, correct?
I believe.
Yeah,
Yes.
because Allegretti started against the Ravens, and he did a decent job against the Ravens. So, obviously some key injuries, but they're guys that the Chiefs know how to play without. So we should be fine. It doesn't look like Jared McKinnon. He's put down as questionable, but Andy Reid said earlier in the week that it probably wouldn't happen. It'd be a long shot for him. So I don't see McKinnon playing, so it'll probably just be Isaiah Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Good brother Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like for the 49ers, they have a clean bill of health.
They have one player out.
Defensive tackle Kalia Davis.
Yeah, he's the only one. Everybody else is full practice this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good sign for the 49ers. You have Deebo Samuel healthy.
Yeah, that
I
was
know
a question after the NFC title game.
He had a scare there.
Mhm.
He's healthy. He's a big weapon.
That could be huge. for them.
Kittle's healthy. Who was it? He just drew a blank.
Trent Williams. Trent Williams is healthy. Look,
Yeah.
long story short,
You're
they're
right.
healthy. The
Yeah.
only guy they're missing is obviously their safety. I can't remember his name now, but who went out with a season-ending injury, which is huge. That's
Yeah.
going to be a huge part. That's a huge part of why I think the 49ers have struggled on defense, because now the middle of the field is not as dangerous as it used to be.
True. Yeah, this is what it's all about. You want to see both teams at full strength for the Super Bowl. Obviously, you don't want anybody to be missing. So I think that's going to be great. It's going to be great to see that both teams are pretty much healthy, like 95, 98%. So
Absolutely.
If you guys are
Anyone-
watching the CBS's coverage, Mahomes is already on the field visualizing and warming up.
Yes. I was going to make another random question, a random statement.
Oh,
this is
God.
for.
But-
Let's,
I saw on their coverage, Burleson was interviewing Juszczyk's wife. What do you think about the stuff she's making? Because I think that's pretty interesting, pretty cool.
The fact that the fashion question is coming from you, Mr. I have no sense of fashion, is interesting. But yeah, no, I mean, I mean,
it's cool.
considering what she made for Taylor and what she made for Brittany Mahomes, it was phenomenal. It was fantastic, and it got her a licensing deal. So,
It was bound to catch on quickly. Yeah.
well, once Taylor wore it, it was going to catch on.
Oh, yeah.
and that was a great custom. I mean, the guys on the broadcast for that game, they thought Nike made it for her, and then it turned out no, it was Christian Juszczyk who made it.
Yeah.
She just cut up a Chiefs jersey.
She made cut up a Chiefs jersey, made a little
puffed it
puffer
in.
jacket,
Oh my
and
gosh. Incredible.
It's amazing no one thought of that before, because it is really cool. Like, it combines, both the jersey
well, I
and the
mean, I
jacket.
imagine there's been a lot of custom gear made before, but again,
Sure.
it's worn by a lot of other wags. So,
But when you had that exposure, I mean, that's
but when Taylor Swift puts it
when
on,
when
it's a
wears it,
different story.
It's over with. Yeah, everybody wants to know what it is, where she got it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
They got the
do you
Champions
know what
League
we're talking
crew.
about?
and that's capitalism, baby.
Have you seen that?
No, I have not seen it.
Oh man, there's
Let's
puffy
see if we can
jackets.
get a picture here.
Yeah, Kirby wants to buy one.
What would I even type in for this? I don't
Just
even know.
type in Taylor Swift Travis Kelce
Yeah.
jacket.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
try
great
this.
on your history.
There we go.
But I just thought
Yeah,
that
it's
was
this
really
thing.
cool
Oh,
to
wow.
see that too. Like, look at the detail.
Damn it!
We have a picture of this, but just
Can't open
look
it
at the
full screen.
detail.
I don't know how to use the internet.
Man, I
Yeah,
really
there's-
wish we would get back to the game.
Yeah, let's get back to the
Seriously.
game. I was just talking about
Instead of
this.
talking
but
about Christian Juszczyk dressing up Taylor
Yeah,
Swift.
so it's basically the
pretty
jacket
cool.
and jersey combined. Really cool idea.
I feel like Juszczyk, Kyle Juszczyk has played really well down the stretch through the playoffs as well.
And not many teams use a fullback anymore, so it's cool that he still kind of keeps it
It's
alive.
kind of a rarity
Yeah.
in a sense because the fullback position you hear less and less about,
Mhm.
but you see, was it the championship game Brock threw across his body and Juszczyk, or was that Kittle?
I don't know what you're referring to specifically.
That one, yeah, I forget it. I think he got pressured outside the pocket and he threw across his body. I thought it was, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I thought Juszczyk made a
Long story short,
catch.
Juszczyk has been a solid player for the past
yeah.
few years
Oh,
anyway.
absolutely.
So what are we
Pretty
doing?
much has been the whole time he's been in the league, coming in with the Ravens, and then it's just time now with the 49ers. He's been a solid player throughout. And he's been a key contributor in the run game and the pass game. So,
That's
solid player.
That's why I think this game's going to be so unique because there's so many weapons on both the 49ers
I mean, the Niners are stacked
and
on
the
offense.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
so it's going to be
You
interesting.
see,
to
I still can't agree with that statement because I in terms of, I think the 49ers definitely have a lot of weapons, of course.
Yes.
But the Chiefs, I mean, realistically, we've narrowed it down to just giving it to Travis Kelce, Rashid Rice, or Isaiah Pacheco. Everybody else makes a play maybe here and there. They get like one design play a game, but like that's the bread and butter right there. They're trying to just give it to Travis, Rashid, or Isaiah. That's it.
I don't disagree with that. I
So
don't
it's
know.
like, so for you to be like, both teams have so many weapons, like it's not true. It's just not.
you talking about me or him? Because I didn't.
Him.
Oh,
him,
okay.
him.
Yeah, but it's because the Chiefs have Mahomes. I mean, he's going to keep them in the game no
Yeah,
matter
we had the-
what. He's Mahomes.
Yeah, we have the best player in the
Well,
league, of
well,
course.
I
Yeah.
said weapons because Mahomes himself is like 3 weapons. On the ground, sidearm pass, and just doing what he does best.
I don't know if he's 3.
You tried to save yourself,
but
Kirby. I
it's
think
not.
it's too late.
Yeah, 3 weapons. Like no, he's.
I tried to save myself there. That was a terrible attempt. So
Well,
We-
you could say that Mahomes could be like Brady and have no weapons and become
And,
weapons.
yeah, that's
I
true.
mean-
Turn him into
Well,
weapons.
I mean, I said
Which is
it.
what he's done, kind of.
Yeah.
I think I said it on our last podcast. Was that like, or I mean, I've said it. I'm pretty sure I've said it before. It's like this would be Mahomes' greatest Super Bowl win because
Yeah.
of the team that he took to. Because honestly,
around him, yeah.
I mean, last year was a rebuild. This year was a down year, and they still win the Super Bowl.
it's crazy.
Like, that's insane. Imagine what it's like when the team is actually good again.
Yeah. Undefeated season. Possibly. Who
Oh,
knows?
yeah.
I mean, maybe he does what Brady couldn't do because Brady,
Finish it out.
finish it out because Brady never finished it.
That's right.
I don't see that happening, but
Yeah, it's hard to win 17
Yeah,
regular
now
season
it's
games,
17
plus the
games.
playoffs, yeah, plus the 3 in the playoffs at the minimum.
So we got to touch on this as we're wrapping near the end of our live stream here. It's a close competition between the Swiss Army knife and Dan Demski
for the second
crown,
year in
believe
a
my nickname
row,
is the
it has
weapon.
come down to the last
the
game.
weapon.
And what is, I mean, listen, it has been an absolute battle between me and Dan. It has.
All season long.
All
It's been a
season
little bit of
long.
give, a little bit of take.
And it sucks because like at the beginning of the year, I was picking a little stupid because we would sometimes all have the same picks. And I would be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to be the
Change it
different
up.
one, change it up. So my mistake there. So now I wonder how much I would be up by if I didn't do that. But that's neither here nor there. No excuses. We're here for the second year in a row. It's down between me and Dan to the last game of the season. The Chiefs are the reason why I'm back in here because Dan picked against the Chiefs twice.
Yep.
And they're the reason why I was able to tie.
Correct.
So, yeah, it's Dan. I mean, the first year you won it pretty comfortably.
That's right.
Last year it came down to the
It was
wire.
the last the Super Bowl as well.
Yeah, and then this year it's come down to the wire
Picked the
again.
Philadelphia
So,
Eagles, and so
well, you know, he wants to win outright.
stay on the NFC train this
My,
year.
my
That's all I'm
man
gonna say.
David Smith, his nickname for me is the Weatherman.
I think that should have been Dan's nickname.
Yeah, I was the weatherman in high school.
Yeah, no, so he's calling me the Weatherman
Oh, I
because
get it. Because
no, yeah, he's saying I'm
Weatherman's
wrong.
always wrong.
That he's telling
I
me
was thinking it
I'm
too.
wrong because Kellen Moore's going to be absolutely unstoppable in Philadelphia.
You're wrong.
Oh, God.
You're
He
wrong.
texted me that day.
Oh,
when
I'm
got
sure he
signed.
did.
It was not even 2 minutes after it got announced.
Did he
texted
call
me.
or text you?
Okay. Let's talk. Before we get into the pick'ems, let's talk about Felice. Okay, how do you feel about Kellen Moore being the new offensive coordinator? Because I got some thoughts.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I'm going to take a stab at this, and I hate to say this to the Commanders, but Brian Johnson as a QB consultant.
A pass game coordinator.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
26 screen passes
Mhm.
for Philadelphia, negative 26.
But, yeah,
yards.
I don't know about that.
I mean, Kellen Moore, I hate to say it. If I was the Eagles, the first play I'm going to run is a screen pass just to show that it'll work.
How it's done?
Yeah. In all
Love
reality, Kellen Moore can't be as worse as Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson
It's
was
pretty bad.
terrible, and I hate to say it. If you go 10-1,
And you blow it at the
somehow
end.
you're just only like not even 12-4. Like it's just like it's ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
there is a lot of issues,
Points
and
for
I mean it's going to show even today. Like we put out that we're trading Hassan Reddick. I mean, Philadelphia is going to be. We're not going to be the same team we were 2 years ago. And it's sad to say that. I mean, I don't know how you go from 97 sacks to not even 20-something.
I know
Well,
how
I mean,
feel. My
you
team's
guys.
gonna
I mean,
change a lot
it was
too.
just a tougher schedule. I mean, like think about it. The teams you guys played that year, or last season, was
Mhm.
it was a lot easier for schedule.
Yep.
This year, you guys faced. I mean, that gauntlet was just crazy. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
and that's
They
what
definitely-
I think that's what
after-
really hurt the team was that gauntlet.
Yeah, I think after the Buffalo game, it's like they felt like they won the Super Bowl, and then it just went downhill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but like it was starting from the Chiefs game. It wasn't like the Chiefs game was was that great. Yeah, you guys pulled out the victory. But then after the Chiefs, then it was I think it was the Commanders after that, was it?
I know we swept you guys, right?
They swept, but it was a very close sweep.
Yeah.
It was the two closest games the Commanders played in before they rolled over and died. Pretty much.
And still L's.
No, it's like, oh, we're gonna
I
try
think-
our
I-
absolute hardest in these two games against Philly. Didn't win, and then just roll over.
I think the Eagles, you know,
The
getting their
Washington-
getting their butts kicked by San
We stopped
Francisco,
talking about
and then
Yeah,
going
that
to
was-
Dallas and getting their butts kicked in Dallas. I think that really hurt the team. But so here's my thoughts on Kellen Moore, because obviously he was because I'm a Cowboys fan as well. He was my offensive coordinator for a while. Kellen, like, your offense is going to be explosive. Like, he's going to use your pieces. The problem is he has a very hard time of adjusting.
Yeah.
And when things don't look good, aren't going well, he just can't make the adjustments needed to switch the game plan up. And he's also a young coach, so he needs time to learn how to do that better. And the problem is then the offense becomes very one-dimensional when that happens, because then he just tries for the big bomb plays all the time. So my fear is that he's going to try to make Jalen Hurts into something that he's not. Like, Jalen Hurts isn't necessarily that type of quarterback.
No, yeah.
His strength is, you know, play action, on the move, running, improvising, like stuff like that. Like, that's Jalen Hurts' strengths right there. So while Kellen Moore will be an upgrade from your former offensive coordinator, I don't think he's going to be what Shane Steichen was and how he completely transformed Jalen Hurts into that incredible quarterback that he was that one year, which I think Jalen Hurts can still be that. He just needs to he needs a guy to really work with him on that.
Well, they paid him, so they better fix it before it's too late. I mean, they're gonna have the same scenario as New York. With
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah.
Well, they should have never paid him $1 trillion to
Yeah.
win nothing. So
good old David Smith. He's just so excited
Daniel
for Kellen
Jones.
Moore. I must say, Washington did expose
Okay.
the
Why are
Philly
we
tush
talking about
fight.
Washington, a team that was
Dan.
out of it 10 weeks ago?
Oh, good Lord, Dan Quinn.
Oh man.
You guys still don't know how to hire. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, the Dan Quinn hire made no sense to
Yeah.
me. And he was
After
my
giving
he
up
was my
30
defensive coordinator, and it made no sense.
After
To me.
giving up
You
38
said it was
points.
a sexy hire.
I didn't say it was a sexy hire.
No, you said it's a.
I said it's a solid hire, but it does not make sense why you guys went that direction.
Yeah.
Considering
Should've
you
gone
guys
offense.
are gonna have a top pick here in the
Be
draft,
offense. Yep.
and you guys are going with a defensive coach after just having a defensive coach, mind you, and Ron Rivera, and now you're going with another defensive coach. Like who is supposed to guide this man and be tied to this quarterback for the
Washington
future?
going to Washington. What are you going to do?
I don't
Unfortunately,
know.
that's how it
Cliff
goes.
That's how it
Kingsbury
is.
going to make a change? And do
Probably
something
not.
for-
You saw what he did with Kyler Murray. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
But let's stop talking about your dumb team.
Yeah.
Let's get to the pick'ems, and you're in on the pick'ems
Yes.
as
Let's do it.
well. Anna, you're going to find out in just a second who I'm pulling for. So with that,
It's tough. Tough
do you
scene.
want me to pull it up now?
You're the host.
Okay. So the Kirby on Sports Pick'em is here, and it is time we send it to Carlos Martinez.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you see, I have made some updates to our graphic design here. Right now, Super Bowl 58 pick'ems. This is the last pick of the year. It is tied between me and Dan at 80 and 40. Coming
Damn,
down
we're
to the
killing
mile-
it.
we
Can I
really
just say
we really
all
killed it.
season.
We killed it all season.
Yeah.
And of course, Kirby was eliminated after the wild card round, and he sits at 68 and 52.
Yes,
With that
sir.
being said,
which is still
we
a
are-
winning record, must say.
no, I mean, like he still had a winning record, but I mean, considering where he's not even going to crack 70.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
so with that being said, I guess I'll start the pick'ems off. Of course, I'm contractually obligated to take the Chiefs. I was going to take the Chiefs anyways.
Mhm.
But I have it a low scoring affair. I predict it's going to be 24-21 Chiefs, and we'll be the first back-to-back champion since the Patriots. So with that, I send it over to the challenger,
Okay.
trying to come for my title, and Dan Demski.
I got to be honest. I'm only picking the 49ers for one reason. I'd like to win this year's pick'em outright. I'm taking a risk. We all know what happened last year.
I mean, last year wasn't that bad of a risk, though. I mean, like it's
No.
not as if the Eagles like weren't winning that game ever. Like they were winning. It's just then Patrick Mahomes. He did it on a bum ankle, by the way. Sorry, Felice. I have to rub it in a little
know.
bit.
I'm
It's a
not
great
gonna
game.
lie. That after the Super Bowl, I cried a little bit. But hey, you know what?
Well, listen. I can understand, especially because of how epic that season was for you guys, and for it to end with you guys not holding the championship, and then just knowing that then how this season played out, that it doesn't just translate
We have
over.
to finish the story.
Yeah.
2 years in a row. we
Well,
have to
hey, I
finish
mean,
the
Cody's
story.
gonna finish the story in Philly, so maybe you guys can finish the story next year.
Who knows?
Anyways, with that being said,
Yeah, it's I just have a feeling this game's going to come down to who has the ball last. That's why I think the Niners will win this game. I also think, I mean, just weapons galore. I think Kansas City's defense is very good, but I don't think they've quite faced a challenge like the 49ers offense in this game. So slight win or slight victory here for the 49ers. 2 years in a row, I'm betting on the NFC, and I know I've been talking bad about the NFC all season. And again, I'm not confident. You can tell in my voice because I know I just had that gut feeling. You know, my brain has told me to pick the Niners, but I think my gut tells me that the Chiefs are probably going to win this game. So again, not confident in this pick. That's why it's a 3-point game, and I think it could be a toss-up in this game. So, yeah, not too strong of a pick, but hey, if I win, I win. So that's kind of how I feel. They say go hard or go home.
Kirby.
Well, I have nothing to play for, but I think the Chiefs are going to win 31-21. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair, although you all didn't agree. But I think it's going to be that type of game.
I mean, it's not like I haven't heard that
Yeah.
opinion, elsewhere. I mean, on the drive up here, like I was listening to a podcast, and they also somebody on there thought that they were that this could be a high scoring game.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I'm picking 31-21. I think the Chiefs will repeat. I think they have what it takes, and
If they win, they're They're the Patriots.
We're
They're the Patriots.
officially the dynasty
Yeah.
just because it's 3 in a row, and they did the back or not
And
3
no,
in a row. I'm
and
sorry.
no one's won back
sorry.
to back since New England.
Let me pose a question. Looking at what the Chiefs are doing, are you mad the Eagles let go of Andy Reid?
To
I don't think you could
completely
predict
honest. I mean, the way that the whole thing happened in Philadelphia with Andy Reid, I mean,
It's not as
He
if
was-
Andy Reid immediately
yeah, it
had
was
success.
not-
Yeah.
I think it was just a lot of things going on with Andy Reid, and I think that's why they just left mutual. I mean, he's a great coach. I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh,
100%. 100%.
Yeah. I think he'll be in the Ring of Honor in both.
I
Philly
think that's
and
why
100%.
he's considered to be like the Patriots. I mean, Bill Belichick's a great coach, but can't find
He's
a
only
job.
been there. Yeah. And he's only been in
But
New
the
England.
thing is, it's like Andy Reid, he's been doing it for so long,
Yeah.
and it's finally seeing like with Mahomes actually working his butt off. I mean, if McNabb actually did the work, he probably
It's true.
would have won Super Bowls. I mean, I hate to say it,
Yeah.
but I mean, the Chiefs, they're just a great organization for
Just
Andy Reid.
Top to bottom. Fantastic.
Yeah,
organization.
I don't think the Eagles are upset that they let Andy Reid go, just because, especially like you said, the way it all ended. It's not as if Andy Reid was doing great in Philly. I think both teams needed a change, and Philly's had success since he left. They
Yeah.
won a Super Bowl,
I
and
think-
they've been to another one.
Yeah.
I
So
think if Doug Peterson was having this success, I think Philadelphia would be upset. I
That's a
think
good
that's
point.
how I feel. Like if the Jaguars,
yeah, if the Jaguars were like,
the
yeah,
Eagles would be like, man, I don't know if.
but yeah, it's not as if the Jags are doing that much better. And
Yeah,
again, as much as I don't like Sirianni, I don't.
yeah,
I
think
don't
there's,
like him.
Mixed feelings over here. from him,
I don't really like him. I think he's a stooge.
too. Yeah.
The man has had a lot of success. I mean, yeah, with that. Them.
Nick, is Tampa Bay blowing you out, buddy?
I mean,
You know, he
10 and
texted
1.
me that day too.
You know what? I'm not surprised. He sees something on.
It's so
He sees something
bad.
on the internet.
It's funny that a
He
Commanders
sends it.
fan can give you.
That's what I'm saying. Why is he talking smack?
He's
Whose
sad,
man's
dude.
is this?
I don't
Sorry,
understand.
I just do. I just do.
Yeah.
I just
It-
do.
it's so bad that literally after that game, I literally looked at.
He
my
makes
wife,
jokes
and
about Dak Prescott, but yet he's got Sam Howell at quarterback.
Yeah,
Hey,
Hey.
he was leading the league in passing.
Oh, you're right. He's elite.
Yeah,
He's
that's
elite.
Seven.
He's in week 7. He's elite.
Yeah.
you know, we played
You-
fantasy football the first time with Kirby.
Oh,
and he
bro.
takes-
Are you gonna join the
I was
Kirby on
killing-
Sports fantasy league that we launch next
Still
year?
do it, but
Oh yeah, we're
He
gonna
takes my
start one, and
quarterback.
we'll have trades this year.
he takes my.
We'll have
quarterback.
trades
He
in
takes
our
Jalen
fantasy
Hurts and
football league.
I guess that means the Anthony's Pizza one doesn't have trades.
Yeah, we had no
Yeah.
trades. But you're looking at the champ right here.
Lot of-
I went 7 and
Fair
7.
enough.
I had a solid
It was-
ending.
it was
to
a
the
tough year
season.
You went 7 and 7. You cracked 500. Congratulations!
I
You
know.
actually didn't lose
I
something.
know. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Ah, Johnny, that
Just like
poor
those beloved
bastard.
Bears. Yeah.
Yep, we're offering deliveries. So if you guys
Yeah,
want to get some
come on,
deliveries,
come on, get on. Oh, who cares?
I mean, so does Kirby, but we don't give him flack for it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, we got Trey here. You got our pick'ems, Trey.
Hey, how you doing?
Trey.
Thanks, Felice.
Good to see you.
Thank you,
Happy
Felice.
Super Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Felice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were saying bye.
Before we start, get over here.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
man,
We
come
just
back.
want to
No
get
respect.
Trey.
I know, man. He's showing us all this hospitality, and
camera first. Kirby has never invited me to anything. I always invite myself. And I'm like, hey,
Buddy,
Kirby,
buddy.
can I go to some football games? No, we're just going to invite Johnny to a Chicago game.
Buddy, you're
Look,
working.
we're in the same division. Why can't we verse each other?
Right.
Oh, no training camps, nothing.
You're
Right.
the
I'm off
Eagles
on
fan.
Sundays.
Yeah, you really.
Tell him about the fact that he met KD.
Oh,
We
yeah.
asked him for a picture, and
I
he
didn't
never
have
got
time.
one for us.
Oh.
He got one for us. He's
brother,
a
brother,
good guy, though.
KD.
Overall, he's a good guy. That's all I gotta say. He's a good guy, though. He really
9
is.
out of 10 good guy. It's that one little bit.
That's
So.
too funny.
Hey, well, we love you, Felice.
We
Thank
do,
you
we
for
do.
everything.
Good man.
God bless you. Oh yeah.
Hannah Maury. Shout out if she's
Shout
on
out.
the live stream. Who knows? But
I have no idea.
Trey, your thoughts on the Super Bowl before we end this
It's been
thing?
a interesting year. To say
Yeah.
the least. It's been a very interesting year.
Sure has.
Coming from a Steeler fan, I could honestly, this is a very tough one for me. I don't want the 49ers to get their 6th ring. equal the Steelers, right?
Fair enough.
But also, I hate Patrick Mahomes. Not a fan. Personality-wise, respect-wise, respect the guy. You know, he's done
Personality-wise,
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is the most sane one of that
You
family.
think so?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know,
What are you talking? Really, compared to Jackson and his wife
Let's not talk about Jackson.
and his
Yeah,
dad?
And his dad is a little wild too. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Really?
I just don't like. I don't know.
You
man.
just don't like greatness when it's not on your team. It's fine. I understand.
I'm a Steelers fan, so that might be the case.
I understand.
He
It's
likes his
fine.
voice, too. I can't stand his voice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he does sound like Kermit the Frog. It's
Yeah.
valid.
And the Taylor Swift thing definitely throws me off as well.
Oh,
Very
well,
much so.
You're talking to the wrong guy about that.
Yeah.
I'm the
not-
Swiftie.
Oh,
So
you are? You're a Swiftie
yeah,
fan?
yeah.
It makes sense. Chiefs fan. Makes sense.
Oh, I was Swiftie before she
Oh,
followed.
no.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yes,
so
sir.
my worlds collided. I was like, this is the greatest thing
That's amazing
ever.
for you. That's amazing for you. But yeah, no, I got the 49ers. I think
Ooh, they
this
got
is
the
the year
Clydesdale.
for a couple players. Christian McCaffrey being one.
Finally,
I
yeah,
think
getting
everybody-
that
He's
chance.
finally in
You
the
know,
Super Bowl. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, but it's what his second year on San Fran, correct? Or first?
Second.
Yeah,
Second
second.
Sorry, yeah, he was traded last year.
For how much he's done for that team to jump them, you know what I mean? To get
Yeah.
to where they're at, it's kind of crazy. So I think he deserves it. I think he deserves a ring. Now you got to earn it, obviously, first. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
a
we'll see
lot
how
of
it
people
goes.
deserve a ring
And to
and
be on
didn't
a
get
team
it.
where he's not, he doesn't have to carry the team on his back like
It's
he did
nice.
for all those years
Yeah.
with Carolina.
Gosh,
So
man, that's a whole different story.
I mean,
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers deserved a ring and he didn't get it.
yeah, that's a
fair
good
enough,
point, too.
fair
That's
enough.
a good point.
So
Yeah.
just because you deserve a ring doesn't mean you're going to get the ring,
That's fair.
especially when you got
gotta earn it.
there's a lot of
the,
guys
you know,
who
when you
have.
got the best quarterback in the way.
It's true. It's true. You got to earn it. Absolutely. But I could envision either of these teams earning one tonight, and it'll
Yeah.
be a good game.
It's gonna be
period,
great.
Point blank. But yeah, Anthony's Pizza deliveries. You know, delivery driver here. You guys want some? Come get some. We're ready for some deliveries, and I thank you guys for letting me get on here, man.
Absolutely,
Thank you. I
man.
appreciate you,
Absolutely.
bro. Appreciate you.
Good seeing you,
Have a
man.
good show. All right, man. Have a good show.
You
All
too.
right, man. Appreciate you.
You too.
Go Chiefs. Go 49ers.
And we will share this one more time. That's our pick. I got the Chiefs. Carlos is contractually obligated for the Chiefs.
Someone's got to pick the Niners in
Dan
this group.
has the Niners.
Yep, it's gonna be me.
It's going to be a lot of fun, boys. Any last thoughts to wrap it up?
Yeah, obviously you guys are coming over to watch the Super Bowl at my house. So this will be the first time a three-man booth has ever watched the Super Bowl together.
My deepest apologies. We will not be live streaming it. We are
My
going
deepest
to-
apologies. I don't think anybody cares. Nobody
The
no
comment section is shedding so many tears.
Oh man, yeah, cuz all the three people that check in when we live stream.
Yes, but our deepest apologies. We're just enjoying
don't need
this
to
as
say-
a crew.
Okay, all right.
Stop like God,
Stop.
corporate stooge. Like my
Yes.
god.
There we go.
We're not live streaming the game. We will be back with you tomorrow. I don't know.
Tomorrow, yes.
Well, the question is, do we want to record the podcast live tomorrow?
I'm
Since we're
live-
recording tomorrow.
I
Yeah.
don't care.
We can-
Don't-
we
Do we want to
discuss-
live stream it or
discuss
I
all
guess
that.
we can this is a discussion off camera, but that's a good point.
Just taking what I said. Change.
Any last thoughts?
No, I think it's going to be a great game. And like I said, either team winning really wouldn't surprise me. So I think it's just going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be intense. It's going to be an intense.
Yeah, it'll be intense, especially because we're gonna be watching, so we're gonna be together to see who wins
Yeah.
this pick'ems.
Exactly.
So yeah, man, I wish it didn't have to come down to the last game
I
again,
know.
man.
But in a way, I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah, at the same time, it's like it has made this interesting. Of
Yeah.
course, this
All
stooge has
season.
been out of it. It is what it is. I don't know. I don't know what we do with Kirby, because if we do this again next year and you come back in last place again, like,
What
bro,
do we do?
what do we like? I think
buddy, change
you know what?
is coming.
change
Change
is
is
coming my butt.
Change
Like,
is coming.
okay,
Change is
Here,
coming.
here's the new. Here's the rule.
Okay.
If Kirby's in the relegation zone, if you lose again next year,
Send to FCS.
you're not in the pick'ems anymore. You're not in it.
Totally fair. I
You're
think that's a
done.
fair point. I think if
For-
you have
for-
So
For-
you're
you went through a high school career and you didn't win once.
So
You don't even have to win. You didn't even come in second place.
So you're kicking me off.
Yeah.
The pick'ems on my show.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that doesn't make
I
sense to me.
It makes perfect sense.
That
How,
doesn't
you
make
can't be
sense.
a 4-time loser and not suffer any consequences. You still owe us pancakes. You still owe us the loser sign.
Hey,
So guess
whenever
what,
You want to do the pancakes,
bro?
I'm
You
ready.
keep saying that, but
I'm
you're not
ready.
about it. You're not
I'm
about
ready.
it.
He never.
You're not about it. You never set it up.
We're going to my
We're
my
not
favorite
setting it up.
place.
We're not setting it up. You have to set it
You
Okay.
up.
have to set up your impending pancake
Yeah,
noon. That's correct.
At my favorite place in I'm not going to say it.
In Boston,
Yes.
because for some reason you love saying that word, Boston.
Oh man.
It's
Oh,
time to
boy.
get out of here. Thanks to Anthony's Pizza.
Thanks, Anthony's.
Mention the
Appreciate you
Kirby
all.
on Sports podcast.
Thank you, Felice, for the hospitality.
10% off your order or a large cheese pizza for $8.99. Mention the Kirby on Sports podcast to make that possible. Thanks to PM Plus Reserves, Transformative Alignment Group, Shenandoah Primitives, Mark Francis with Icon Real Estate, Bear Pest and Termite Services, Mark Lynch with Guild Mortgage, Shenandoah Music, and the official energy drink of the Kirby on Sports podcast, Don't Sleep Energy. We got to get in the car like these people are right now from one set to the next. But
We're not getting on another set.
it was a joke. It was a bad joke.
We're not getting on another set. But we got to go because we do got some things to set up
We
before.
got some things to set up. Thank you again to Anthony's Pizza. Thanks to Carlos and Dan. I'm Josh. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We're back with you.
Let's go, Chiefs!
Let's go, Chiefs!
Go San Francisco.
Peace out.